on the table. Are you afraid of it?
No,
you don't even know what it is.
I have a question.
I take one more minute and I'll be done. I'll be taking one more minute and I'll be done if I can just get the idea on the table.
I get the feeling this is going to be like strictly circular.
It's not. If you'll allow me to finish my answer, okay? Here it is. So you got the two problems with atheism, i.e. the uniformitarian assumption, which you can't prove, nor is it rational to postulate that nature produced itself.
So therefore, your worldview is true.
No, let me finish. This is where you always cut me off. All right, 5 times already. Now let me finish the sentence. All right. Conversely, if you postulate, which is what all you've got so far, is the two naturalistic.
I got the theory of relativity.
You got. Let me finish. All right, I'm not interrupting you.
You know what the theory of relativity is?
Don't be afraid of my answer.
I'm shaking. I'm scared, man.
You won't let me say it. You won't let me say it. In contrast to those two irrationalities, you've got at least a proposition that you can put out that at the very least is rational, i.e. the proposition that something outside of nature produced nature. That is a rational concept, whether you happen to like it or not.
No, it's not.
There are two problems that you have. No, it's not. Because he said that, no. Because there's zero evidence to support that.
You know what the theory of relativity is?
We're going back to that, and I'm saying...
But you realize that what you said about the speed of light...
Okay, so you're ignoring what I'm saying.
If what you're saying is true, my GPS, the GPS on your car won't even work.
About your literature.
The two problems.
Can you track? Well, I'll try.
First of all, science doesn't prove anything.
You're right.
Science never tries to prove anything beyond any doubt. What it does is shows a reasonable thing to believe because the evidence shows it. Now, with the speed of light. The speed of light has always been out in nature and tested the same speed, 186,000 miles per second. There's never had any reason to doubt that. There's been no evidence presented. There was something that came up recently. Now they're showing that was done incorrectly. So there's no reason to believe that the speed of light had ever been anything other than 186,000 miles per hour.
186,000? So God just took this light and he was just like, do it up. How many miles per hour was this light moving?
Is that we have no reason to believe that the speed of light has always been 186,000 miles per second.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. That's exactly what you said.
I said something, I think I know what my own views are.
You said we can't assume that the speed of light has always been the same.
Well, there's a difference between assuming, okay, and proving. Okay.
And I said science doesn't try to prove anything.
Okay. So if I could respond,
please.
We can make all the assumptions that we want, and we can have a lot of verification of those assumptions or falsification in real time now. I'm saying, but that falsification verification process is not available to us.
Oh, man.
To the distant past. We can't go back, say, 10,000 years ago and measure the speed of light. Okay? Now, I understand your argument in the sense, well, why should we think it was different? That's a good question. Why not just assume, as uniformitarianism does, that all the natural processes have always proceeded at the same rate that we observe them to be now? I realize there's certain legitimacy to that concept. All I'm saying is that gets called into question a little bit. On the biggest question, namely, if uniformitarianism is true, then nature could have never produced itself in the first place.
No, you're getting down to the basic where all these arguments go.
Exactly.
Where did everything come from?
Exactly.
And the issue is, especially with science, science basically does not know. It gets down to the earliest 1/1,000,000th of a second. And all the laws break down. Time breaks down. And the problem that you get into when we talk about time and what happened before is that when time breaks down, there is no before.
Well, that's one theory of time. There are others that aren't properly dependent. Okay? There are other theories.
I'm just having fun with this.
Okay? There are other theories of time that aren't dependent upon physical objects. Okay? And so the concept of before still does apply.
Science is still trying to figure out the exact nature of time, space, and matter. I mean, there's a lot to still figure out. What happens, though, is if you try to say, okay, well, the supernatural thing created everything, it doesn't answer any questions. All it does is pose another question. It's an uninteresting answer.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I can just demonstrate to you that it does provide some answers.
It does not.
Well, that's because you don't want to know about it.
And the other problem is you can even grant you that some supernatural being created the universe. Fine. What does that tell us about anything about morality? What does it tell us anything about Christianity or Judaism or Hinduism or anything else?
Do you really want to know?
Zero.
Do you really want to know?
Zero.
Do you want to know?
I would love to know.
Okay.
I don't think you have the answer.
Then read this. Because everything,
You better not read that.
These arguments
I
so
wrote that
often.
myself.
You're going to be going to church after you read that, man.
Every single
Speaking of this, please
Okay,
don't.
now it's
I've
your
been waiting very
You be tomorrow. You be holding that sign up there with him.
Thank you.
I mean, I've
Hey,
seen all this.
what's the close? You know what the closest star is?
Right here.
Or how far?
Much like science can't show you how nature
Was that like 4 light years away?
religion that can't show you God's supernatural power. Unlike them, Jesus can deliver.
I thought it was like the closest one. It was like 4 light
I
years.
don't know. I don't remember. I
That
mean,
Jesus can
I
show
don't remember,
you
to be
God's
honest.
supernatural
Because I'm trying to figure out like how fast he sent the speed of light.
Only he has paid you what we owe, rose from the dead, lives and has proven to millions from
Because if the Earth was created a few thousand years ago, we wouldn't have any stars in the sky right now.
Has
No,
anybody here seen a supernatural miracle?
That's another issue about young Earth creationism. I think the whole universe was created 10,000 years ago or earlier.
You don't mind that I'm recording, do you?
No,
I pointed at him.
the issue is basically that means all the light from all the different stars that are out there, that was all created en route. And that means God lied to us.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Because they didn't exist, and we think they existed.
There's a difference.
Yeah, these are all the same arguments. They're all
Him that I walked on water and you were there and saw it.
Absolutely.
Good luck, buddy.
Has anyone seen water to wine yet?
Let me know.
Exactly.
Let me know.
I'm gonna get drunk.
Someone's hearsay is proof is I could literally give him $5 and he would have absolutely no problem telling you flat out that he watched me walk on water.
Okay, so are you saying that in a courtroom there is no such thing as acceptable eyewitness testimony?
Eyewitness testimony? Thank you, because it's different per person.
Well, are you trying to assert?
What I'm asking
Don't turn away from the issue. You raised it. What I'm trying to do is answer your question. No, I'm not. You don't want an answer. All you want to do is antagonize. Are you a truth seeker or an antagonist?
I'm a true seeker.
Okay, then let's seek the truth. I said to you, what if I was able to bring witnesses? And you dismissed that by saying it was a hearsay, which is a false